A busy weekend ahead of us when it comes to sports, and somebody who knows all about it, Simon Burke, joining me in studio. Thank you for being with us. So
it's a pleasure.
Let's start with what he said.
Yes.
Records do count if you've only won just 9
yeah,
out of a whole lot.
They've piled up against us. They've piled up against us of late.
Is that on New Zealand soil? So
that's on New Zealand soil.
Have we fared better here?
No, it's marginally better. I think there's a deficit of about 20 matches in which they are leading us. So we've won 35, they've won 55. And they've just streaked ahead in the last couple of years, obviously, because we've only beaten, the last time we beat them was in 2009. So, yeah, it is all for the statistics, and this current team can't take that baggage onto the field. They can't at all, because it is crippling if you think of it. The thing about the All Blacks and the Springboks is the All Blacks pay South Africa so much respect, and despite the fact that it was a British and Irish Lions tour this year, there is still a thinking in New Zealand, and Eben Etzebeth alluded to that the New Zealand public still see South Africa as the benchmark, although we have not been holding up our end of late.
Yeah, I remember when a clash between South Africa and New Zealand would be big, a clash of titans.
Yeah.
Now the onus is on us, isn't it, to prove ourselves?
Well, I mean, you know, rightly or wrongly, I think they still think that we're the ones who can push them to their nth degree, and they relish that kind of confrontation that contest, because they don't get pushed a lot. I mean, Australia and Argentina, you know, scared them a little bit in the Rugby Championship, but I think that's because they didn't have their ducks together in a row, and also because they came off a British and Irish Lions tour where they were essentially playing 4 countries in one. This now is going to be a chance for them to really see, you know, and it's a brutal engagement, and South Africa will bring it. Yes, they've had success before in Albany. They played twice in the 2011 World Cup, but it was against Samoa and Namibia, so it's really nothing to talk about. It's a weird little stadium, but it's going to be a great clash to be seen on such a small venue. It's a 30,000 seater.
Sure, and what did the changes announced mean for our team?
Well, I mean, I think Etzebeth today in the captain's press conference was trying to, you know, say that they're not that bad. You know, this is a settled squad. So, you know, if we lose personnel, we can bring new personnel in. The big one, though, yes, it's Ross Cronje, because that link up with Elton Jantjies, that needs to start clicking. And it can be argued it didn't last week against Australia, and perhaps Hougaard and Jantjies together against Argentina 3 weeks ago was more effective. But Ross Cronje and Elton Jantjies, they do know each other when they play, and that's kind of where Alistair Coetzee has settled the team down. You know, you'll see the centre pairing, the lock pairing, the front row, all over the park. There are people that understand their, you know, direct, you know, counterpart or their teammate, and we're going to have all of that clicking into high gear against the All Blacks. But you know, there's one positive. We are unbeaten this year. We're the only international team after 6 test matches that are unbeaten. So we take a good record into this match. It could all unravel very quickly against the All Blacks.
Don't say that. Long may it last. so I see also the Pro 14 Cheetahs and Kings action there.
Yeah, no, so there's a lot of rugby on the go, and the Cheetahs and the Kings are going to be playing at home. You will remember they both went over to Ireland, and they didn't fare very well against those teams, but now they come and host teams. So the Kings are playing Leinster from, I think that's from the Dublin area, and the Cheetahs are playing Zebra of Italy. So we have a chance now to put some points on the log for both these sides, put some wins on the log. So it'll be interesting to see how that works. But for both teams, it's been an exceptionally long season, and it's only going to get longer. Okay,
so we focused a lot on rugby, but what else will you be watching this weekend?
Well, today we got Banyana up against Namibia at 4:30. Just yesterday, they beat Lesotho 3-0. They're back in action today. It's the COSAFA Women's Championship. And this should be a good clash, because Namibia also put away their first opponents, Botswana, by 4 goals. So we'll see what Banyana have up their sleeves. We need some good news for South African football. And we've also got Sundowns. They'll be playing in Champions League action on Sunday. That's against Wydad Casablanca. Entrance is free, so you should get down there to Attridgeville to go and check that one out. And SuperSport United also up against Zesco United of Zambia, and that's a Confederation Cup match. So. And then also, there's a whole raft of PSL fixtures.
but let's talk about boxing, because I even got interested in men pummeling each other with the Mayweather fight, and that has come and gone. But something to look forward to this weekend. Yeah, no,
that match captured the imagination purely for the circus value of it all. I mean, it was an absolute mismatch. Here's the real match. The fighting purists would tell you it's Gennady Golovkin, Triple G from Kazakhstan, a man with a punch that just breaks, the punching bags, against Canelo Alvarez of Mexico. Saul Canelo Alvarez. These are two of the purest fighters in the game right now. It's taken a long time for them to get this fight on. They're both, straight up good guys in boxing. And as bad as Mayweather-McGregor was, and all the ostentatiousness and just, the one side of boxing that people really don't want to see anymore, here comes the other side. And this is going to be and it's called the fight of the year. And I think it's for good cause. Yeah.
All right. So I think you should be a boxing commentator when you leave the SABC and the sports team. Thank you very much. That was Simon Burke. All right, we take a short break and the news follows.